Hello, my friends. Betty McKnit here. Happy Sunday. Happy spring forward. Happy spring forward when it isn't even spring. Um, yeah, that's not cool. I'm here to work on my Ridgy Didge start to finish blanket, and man, I am committed. Like, I have done this bad boy from the very beginning for you all. I've been working on it on these lives for weeks and months, if we're being honest. I think I started it back in December, and this is my 29th video working on it. Now, it hasn't been 29 days, it's been like 22. I think this might be my 22nd day. Um, but I had technical difficulties a couple times where I had to stop and restart the video on the same day. So that's why it has been more videos than days. But either way you look at it, it's been a lot. It has been a lot. But I am committed, and I am on the, what is this? One, two, three, fourth round of a 7 round border. So I'm like halfway there. And last time I quit at the corner because it wasn't laying flat. I had to make a little adjustment, made a couple little adjustments to the pattern as I've been going along. So it's a good thing I'm doing all this, and you can see all my mistakes and all my humanity, all my crochet humanity right there for everyone to see. All my goofs, all my fudges, all my oops, I didn't design this properly moments. So that's it. Betty McKnit is vulnerable. If nothing else, I'm vulnerable. So let me just check on YouTube over here and find myself live. There I am. I'm live right now. Um, there we go. Okay. All right. And I'm going to put my TikTok device up overhead so you all can see me working. And let's crochet. Crochet. So the yarn. Hi, Camille. The yarn that I'm using. Whoops. Sorry, TikTok. Oh. Everybody on TikTok is like seasick now. I put a different cover on my phone, so I know that's no excuse, but there you have it. Like I said, all the humanity, all the humanity. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Oh goodness. Okay, there I am. Okay, and I can get rid of this. Okay, so I'm doing Lion Brand Respun Bonus Bundle is the yarn that I'm using. And I'm using a Furls Odyssey, my favorite hook. May it rest in peace. In a size I, which I believe is a 5 millimeter. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong about that. And I am using scented stitches in the aromatherapy stitch balm in the scent called Cheer. And that has really helped me feel cheerful while I work on this, because it has been kind of hard to keep the momentum and the stamina going at times. And I, always practice, not always, I shouldn't say always, I practice the somatic techniques that I teach to take care of my body and try and keep myself healthy so I can keep crocheting longer, crocheting stronger, all the time, and so I use this little timer, um, and I have these linked in my Amazon influencer store. They're really this little cube. Okay, you just flip it and you put whatever time you want up on the top, and then you heard it beep. It sets after 60 minutes, it'll go off. So I use a 60-minute timer to remind me to get up out of my chair so that I'm not sitting here. Now, I don't always use this on my lives, but I know today I'm going to be working on the border. The front post round of the border last time took me like 2 hours just to do one round. So I know today I'm sitting down for a long crochet session, and I need to take care of my legs and take care of my body. So I'll be using this timer to remind myself to get up and move around and stretch. And I take periodic breaks and I stretch my hands also. And if you know, we always say that we're going to take breaks. Okay, we tell ourselves we're going to take breaks, but often we don't. And it's very easy to, when you're crocheting and you're really enjoying your crocheting, to get into a sense of flow and forget to get up. And a lot of time, hours and hours can go by, um, without even realizing. Sometimes if you're really in like a creative flow state, or you're really just enjoying your work, it's easy to crochet for hours and hours and not even realize that you haven't gotten up in a long time. So I use this timer um, to do that, and to set my intention. So that's just saying I'm going to take breaks is not enough. You have to set an intent, you have to set your intention, and you have to give yourself triggers to remind yourself that, you're a human being that needs to move. All right, enough talking. Blah, blah, blah. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. My chair is very squeaky. All right, I just sat down and I started crocheting, and I didn't. Let me swap the cameras. Okay, so last time I was on the border round 4, I believe it is, and I stopped at the corner because it wasn't laying down flat like it was on my swatch. And I have my swatch here. I guess the reason I didn't catch it is because I wasn't really careful to. Now that swatch, that corner I landed, but these top corners I didn't. Oh, I know what I did. I wanted to do I wanted to do one corner. I did different things on different corners because I was trying different things. So that might be why I didn't notice that the corner wasn't laying flat on the one where I landed on the corner. So anyways, I'm just trying to we don't need that. Just trying to set that swatch down because I don't need it. It's not telling me anything. Okay. So what I ended up deciding to do here is to chain 1 at the corner and do 3 single crochet into the corner, and then chain 1. and then continue. And that just gives it a little more space to spread out and lie down flat. So the repeat for this one is 3 3 3 in the space between the half double crochet. 3 3 3 is 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, and then we go back to single crochet in the center, single crochet on the peak. And that's our repeat for this round. And then in the corner, we're going to do chain 1, 3 single crochet, chain 1 at the corner. And that'll help it lay down. Okay, let me come out a little bit because it's really too hard to work that close. I can come a little closer. I heard comments. Hello, Facebook user. Hi, Pat. I did my Bikram this morning, Pat. Hi, Amy. Hi, thanks for following. People are talking about it snowing. I think that is a I said this at the oh, I shouldn't scratch my nose with that hand. I just got stitch balm all over my face. Whoops, I only did 2. Yeah, I think it's kind of a cruel joke that we had to spring forward and it's not even spring yet, is it? When does spring start? On the 21st, right? Or is it even? Does spring start in March or April? I'm confused. Is it still winter? Why are we doing spring ahead? I want to go back to fall back. Next week on the 21st. Okay. So it is almost spring. I'll tell you what, TikTok has been real weird lately, and I have not been able to download like my last 3 or 4 live replays. And one of them that I downloaded was corrupted. It was like only the sound came through, and then there was a still of me making a face for like an hour. Thank you. I'm so happy to see this blanket getting done, finishing up. I did lay it out and measure it, and it was the exact length I was shooting for. I thought, well, I shouldn't say that. I think I was trying to go 60 by 70. And I think because of the number of colors I ended up choosing, it worked out to like 72. And that's exactly the length it came out to be. And then plus whatever the border will add to it. So it's a really good size blanket. When it's done, I'm going to put it on one of the beds behind me here. Hey, Violet, you making a star blanket? That's cool. Still lots of star blankets coming through. I had an idea about a cheat sheet for that blanket for beginners. I was thinking about some add-ons to the pattern to make it easier for beginners to make. Because the pattern's not really beginner friendly. It's easy, but it's not beginner. It's not beginner. It says right on the pattern it's easy. Easy is not beginner. Easy is more difficult than beginner. And people want it to be set up as a video, but it's not. Hi there, the timer is in my Amazon influencer store. So that's in my bio on TikTok. You're welcome. Hey, Lisa. Well, I haven't published this one yet, but it's a variation of the 6-day kid blanket. It's called the 6-day Ridgy Didge blanket. So I'll be publishing it really soon because this is the sample that I need for photography. Thank you very much. I like how it turned out. How long per day do you think you spend crocheting? It all depends. I crochet every day, whether I'm working or not. Um, but my business also involves, working a lot on the computer as well as, crocheting with my hands. And sometimes the other things that I do, like working on my laptop, is harder on my body than the actual crocheting. So the amount of time I spend actually crocheting varies, but I spend a lot of time working on my business. Lisa, I have a whole group on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, um, to learn the 6-day blanket patterns. I have a bunch of patterns that are based off of this um, style. One Facebook viewer, it says. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop broadcasting into Facebook because no one's watching over there. I don't know. I don't know why social media doesn't show my posts. I have 25K people in a Facebook group and only one person in there is watching. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's called the 6-day blanket group. Oh. Yeah, nobody watches in Facebook anymore. It used to be that that's where we would go live and we'd do all our stuff in Facebook. And now Facebook's kind of a dud. But I think the group is really useful, and there's a lot of free resources in there, like a lot. Like I have spent years pouring information into that group. I have an FAQ guide, frequently asked questions guide that nobody ever reads. They ask the same questions over and over again, and they make the same or not mistakes, but they do the same stuff over and over again. Why is my blanket? Why isn't it? Why isn't it? And I'm like, it's all there in the frequently asked questions guide because I've heard these same questions a million times. So I am going to start publishing those on the web. So when people Google, they will get the answers. And I'm going to do more for the star blanket too, because there's a lot of people making star blanket right now. I'm going to make a cheat sheet for the star blanket. I have one for the 6-day kid blanket. It probably needs updated because it doesn't contain anything about the Ridgy Didge or the Tranquility Stripe. I haven't done anything with the Tranquility Stripe. Okay, so when I get to the corner, I have to chain 1 and 3 single crochet in the corner, in the center corner single crochet of 3 single crochet, and then chain 1. And it's just because my corners needed a little more space there in the gap. Violet says, how many years have you been crocheting? I have been crocheting for almost 50 years. I started when I was 7 and I'll be 57 this year. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop broadcasting into the Facebook group. No one's watching. Great. Welcome. Huh. Yarn has a little slub in it. The star blankets build up so fast, but I probably can't finish in 6 days. It's okay. It's not really meant to be a challenge. I know it seems like it is, but um, it's not. I mean, it can be done. But I think if you want to finish in 6 days, you have to do the startup rounds plus 1 repeat the first day, and then like 1 repeat a day after that. But as you get towards the end, the repeats are going to uh, take longer and longer. So it starts out fast in the beginning, but then it takes longer at the end. Also depends on what kind of yarn you use, what, how fast of a crocheter you are, how much time you have to spend. I would say you need to probably do at least 2 or 3 hours a day. Like I could probably do one in 2 hours a day, 6 days. I should do that. I should just do a 6-day challenge and see if I can complete one in 6 days. I used to do that all the time. I used to do 6-day challenges, and it would be 6 days in a row of going live and working on a blanket. And that's what a lot of my videos actually are, the replays of those challenges that are saved on my YouTube channel. Oh, I can feel my insides from doing Bikram yoga, sucking my stomach in and doing those presses. The uh what's it called? Oh, I think it's called wind removing posture, where you press your leg up into your guts. I definitely felt that today. Has anyone gone to see that movie Dune Part 2? Is it available to buy to watch at home? I really liked the first one, and I'm old enough to remember the original one, which I didn't understand at the time when it came out. But they did the whole thing in one movie. So I think it's pretty cool that they're doing it over, I don't know how many parts there are to it. Um, but I guess this is not the last part, this part two that they did. But I've been looking forward to it, but I probably won't go see it in the theater because I don't know if it's playing down here. I would want to go to see it in like 3D or IMAX or whatever, however they're showing it. But my TV's nice. I'll just watch it at home. I just want to watch it at home. I'd rather pay the $20 for it and get it at home and have it and be able to watch it a couple times in case I fall asleep. If I want to watch it with my daughter when she comes down, you know what I'm saying? It might be available on Amazon Prime Video. It's only been out for like a week or 2 weeks, right? I'm always afraid I'm going to be disappointed. And I often am when I go to the theater. Like, I was really interested in that movie, Poor Things. I thought it looked so good. And I didn't really know what it was about, but I just thought it looked really good. And I just watched it on like Netflix or something over the weekend, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't go see this at the movies. I would have been upset." I would have been upset about this because all the scenes that I really liked, like the ones where they were dancing and stuff, those were all the scenes that were in the trailer. And then the actress that I really like that was in that, oh gosh, I can never remember her name, but she was in that series, I think that was called Maid, and she was, what I always remember her from is from that show The Leftovers. I think her name was Jill in that show The Leftovers, because I always, whenever I see her, I always think her name is Jill, but that was one of her characters, but I cannot ever remember her name. Um, and she danced in some music video, and she's a really good dancer. So I really like her. And her part in that movie was so stupid and bad. I tend to watch movies via streaming and save money for experiences. Yeah, the experience of going to the movies isn't that exciting anymore. I used to go to the movies all the time when I was living in Northern Virginia because I we had a really nice movie theater very close to our house, and I would just go. I'd go see movies on my own. My ex was having band practice at the house or something, and it would be really loud, and I could not handle being there, so I would go and see a movie. Then, for a long time, I only went when there was something I was really interested to see, and there just wasn't anything I was really interested in for a long time. And then, I don't know why I read this book. I think my daughter gave it to me, this book, Room. And I really enjoyed the book. And so when the movie came out, I was like really excited to see the movie. And that was the first movie that I saw in like years, that I went to the movies to see. And I remember I went with my son, and he's really smart, and he, you know, is pretty picky about the movies that he goes to see also. And we were both like, what was that? Like, what was that? Like, the movie just did not live up to the book for me. What's everyone working on today? What are we crocheting? Working on my star poncho. I'm not sure why we're doing a crochet along for the star poncho, because everyone's already done their star poncho. 6 day star blanket poncho is happening in the Betty McKnitiverse. I'm doing a swatch of the Celtic stitch. It's not going well. You can switch to your back to your 6 day kid blanket when you get frustrated for a break. It's okay because it's not, I changed it from Zoom calls to lives. So I'm just going to do it live because a lot of people said they couldn't come at the times that I posted. So I'm just going to do a live in the McKnitiverse. It's still going to be exclusive to you all in the McKnitiverse, but I'm just going to do live video and then leave the replay for you all to watch um when you're available. You can watch it on your own time if you're not able to make it. So it'll be live in the McKnitiverse, so it won't be on YouTube, and it won't be on Facebook, and it won't be on TikTok. It's exclusive. You are special. Is this a corner? No, not yet. Hey, Chandra. Working on a baby blanket, but got discouraged because I lost count. Have you tried putting stitch markers? I'll help you keep track of your counts. Okay, so I'm at the corner, so I have to chain 1 and 3 single crochet instead of just 1, and then chain 1, and then carry on with my 3 3 3. These border rounds take a long time. Prepare to be sick of your Ridgy, Didge. I know I'm sick of mine. You're at work getting stuff caught up. I hope you guys are still able to come down. I'm cleaning as if you are. So, if nothing else, I'll have a clean house, or at least cleaner than it is right now. Because it is dusty, man. I got this extendable thing so that I could dust the rafters and the ceiling fans, and I already feel so much better. Over on, um, like by the front door where my vent is, all the lint blows up and gets stuck on the ceiling. Drives me crazy. So I was able to get all that down, and then some cobwebs, and so I feel better, but my floors are looking real nasty. I know. I have to pull out my vibration plate. Probably do a little grocery shopping. I still have plenty of time though. Just really working on cleaning because dang, this place is gross. I'm gonna try and do a little bit at a time. Change out all my dust filters. Come on, don't snag. Am I almost there yet? I'm almost there. I think yes. Only have around the corner to here to go on this round. Hi, I want to try making a lightweight sweater. What yarn do you recommend in hook size? Well, I mean, I guess that depends on what pattern you're using. It's a really wide open question. There are tons of different kinds of yarn. I mean, there are some really beautiful hand-dyed yarns, like sock weight yarn if you wanted something lightweight. You could do like a sock weight, hand-dyed, support a small business that does, an indie dyer. That's probably what I would do if I were going to do a lightweight sweater. And no one, oh, this is a corner. No one can really tell you what hook size to use. When you are choosing a hook size, you should, work up the yarn that you want to use start with the hook that's recommended on the label and go up or down depending on your tension, and make sure you're creating the drape and the fabric that you want. You're welcome. But I would suggest picking a pattern first. And if it's something you're going to wear, I don't tend to make things that I'm going to wear out of acrylic yarns. I would prefer to use wool or something, like a more natural fiber. Almost there. Only have about 5 or 6 more points to go. slip stitch to join. Oh wait, that's not where I want to slip stitch. I want to, as I remember, I did something a little bit goofy here because I didn't want to go all the way back to the beginning of the round. So, wow, perfect timing. Okay, now I'm fastening this off because I'm going to change colors on the next round. So let me just take my break and I'll come back and work on this some more. Get the next round is the one that's going to take a long time. I'm not going to be gone that long. I'm going to be gone 3 minutes max. You know what? I'm going to fix this overhead because I don't like the way it's, I don't like where it's, I want it to center up a little higher. I think that's too high now. Alright, I'm back. Camera view looks much better. Got it on my shirt. It's a lot of lotion. That's all greased up now. And that lotion is a little bit too greasy. I prefer the oil. This oil is better to use while you're actually crocheting. I just really needed lotion. All right, let's see what's next. All right, so the next color on in my order is the heliotrope, which is the purple. B, C, oh goodness. Okay, so the color C, repeat border round 3. Okay, so I did that. All right, I have to turn it. And it says join with a single crochet to any chain 3 space, and then single crochet in the same space. All right, so now I'm working from the wrong side of my border. I've got a little ball of purple left over here. So I'm just gonna start a new skein is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna bother with that little bit of leftover. That's just gonna be one more end to weave in, and we have plenty of those already. So let's just go ahead and start a new skein. Okay. I think this will be better if I start with a slip knot on the hook. And then single crochet and another single crochet in the chain 3 space. And then we're doing front post half double crochet, 3 of them, and then we skip the single crochet and front post half double crochet across the next 3, and then 3 single crochet in the chain 3 space, and this is our row until we get to the corner, or round I should say. This is our round until we get to the corner. Half double crochet, front post half double crochet in all these double crochets, and then 3 single crochet in the chain 3 space. And then when I get to the corner, I might have to do something different, which I didn't write down. So we'll see what happens when I get there. I just have repeat round 3, but that's not going to be correct because I did something different in round 4. I changed it. I just keep changing things. That's what choreographers do. I had this friend that said that that's what choreographers do. They make things up and then they change them. And I was like, the choreography shouldn't change every single rehearsal. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. Hey, Debbie. Debbie says, I'm working on my Ridgy Didgy. Only have a few more repeat pattern rows. It's great. The border takes forever. This is the 6-day border and then some, I would say. $55 by $78, more or less. Yeah, mine came out to about, actually, I didn't measure the width, but I measured the length because I couldn't really get a good sense of how long it was. Just sitting here, and then I just like have a basket that I toss it in. So I didn't have a real good sense of like of its size. I don't know why I felt confident enough about the width that I didn't measure it when I laid it out last night. Just more worried about the length. But it was pretty much right on what I had planned. Oh, is this my corner? Oh no, this appears to be my corner right here. Well, you could follow these videos for the border if you want. So I think I'm going to have to chain in the corner again. Chain 1, 3 single crochet, and then chain 1. Otherwise it's going to curl up. Yep, that'll work. And then the last round is going to put a point there, and maybe I'll do a special corner. For the last round. One thing I do in the that's kind of cool in the membership community is when I make a new blanket now, when I make a new pattern and I make a new border, you know, a lot of my members are people that have made a bunch of 6-day blankets, and by the time I publish a pattern, they've already, you know, behind the scenes made it a couple of times. Like I was just talking about the poncho a little earlier. They wanted to do a crochet along for the 6-day star blanket poncho, which is in development right now, but they've already made them. Already made one off the draft. So by the time I get, you know, a blanket like this, I mean, they've all made their Ridgy Didges and they've moved on. Um, so I asked them one time, well, what would you like as bonus content? And they said, well, I'd like just the border, because I already know how to do the blanket, you know, because I've done a billion 6-day kid blankets. So just having another 6-day kid blanket pattern isn't really special to me. But I'd love to have just the border. So when I publish a new pattern with a new border, I publish just the border in the McKnitiverse. So there's a library of, you know, borders from the different patterns. No, I don't. I use the same hook for the border as I use for the rest of the blanket. This round takes longer than the other round. It takes a ding-dong long time. It took me 2 hours the other day. This is probably as far as I'll get today, but we'll see. Don't want to speak too soon on that. Even looks cute from the wrong side. This is the right side. And this is the wrong side. I'm pretty proud of this border, actually. Am I on the side? I'm on the bottom. I want to say I think I'm going faster this time, but I don't want to get my own hopes up. Because I don't think I really am. I think it's wishful thinking. Because this takes forever. Sunday, it's Sunday. It's leave your dog out in the yard to bark all day. Leave your dog out in the yard when you're not at home. He's out there preaching to the Lord. Oh, woo. Thank you to the funny TikToker who made that joke so I could laugh about it. From the back, it looks like it puckers, but it really just kind of folds under where that ridge is. It looks fine from the front. It's weird. I didn't notice that when I was working on it, but from the back, it almost looks like, see that? It looks like it's puckering. It's really fine. Hey Nova, how you doing? Are there videos with tips and tricks to making the borders? What do you mean? I mean, I have done my um edge my edge round on live videos so many times. I don't know what tips and tricks you need, or what's going on that it's not lying flat. What border are you doing? If it's puckering, you're putting too many stitches, or um you're not putting enough stitches in. I mean, I work into the stitches. If you work into the spaces, it's not going to be as even. If you go back and watch me work the edge round of this, it was either was it the last one that I did, or two videos back? I did the entire edge round of this one. Are there any patterns you enjoy working on aside from the 6-day patterns? Well, I like to knit too. I don't have a lot of knitting patterns published. I have a couple. Um, just very basic stuff for knitting. Um, and I enjoy making the Metro North traveling scarf. That one is really fun because you don't have to worry about yardage. You just divide your yarn in half, or you get 2 skeins of something and do it that way. So that's a concept that I love, because I love not having to think about yardage. And I also like using up all the yarn, or most of it. You know, if you buy really nice yarn, you don't want to have, you know, if the pattern tells you to buy 2 skeins, you don't want to use like 3 yards off of 1 skein and then have a whole other skein. And then the other one, and that's my design, the Metro North traveling scarf. And then the other one that I wear the most is the Half Moon Goddess. Well, we have plenty of help for you. I have a whole Facebook group, 25,000 people, dedicated just to the 6-day patterns. So if you need help, you can join over there. What's up, Cindy? It's called the 6-day blanket group. It's on all my patterns. We have lots of help for you. You're a new crocheter and you want to branch out. Well, the 6-day blankets are not beginner patterns. And they're also not intermediate patterns. They are, I would say, not even advanced, but experienced, or adventurous beginner patterns. So you're at exactly the right level of competence or skill to try them. And when what did I do? I did 3 in the center. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you can do it. We'll help you. Just um when you join the group, just, my rules are that you post a photo and ask a question. I don't know why lately people have been posting either a cut and paste of the pattern or a screenshot of the pattern and saying, I don't know what I did wrong. Well, how am I supposed to know what you did wrong? Like, I know what my pattern says. I don't know what you think it says. Like, and I hate being like, I hate being like restrictive with people, but it's like, I can't read your mind. I don't know what you're having trouble with here. So, when you, and then there was one lady that said, oh, I have extra stitches. I don't know what I did wrong. And what did I do? Help me, help me. And I was like, well, post a picture so we can, so we can take a look. And then she said, oh, when I was taking the picture, I noticed the mistake right away. So it's like, there you go. And I know people don't want to post pictures of their work because they are embarrassed or they're afraid they're going to get, you know, they're going to get trolled or roasted for making a mistake. People are self conscious about their work. But my group has the negativity. I mean, it is manicured for negativity. If it just smells negative, we remove it. We don't go back and forth with people. We just like, when in doubt, take it out. I'd rather remove somebody's comment and then, have them come back and say that isn't what I meant or whatever, than have a whole drama blow up. So everybody in that group is so encouraging, and it is really a great crochet group. There's tons of free help, but it is a kind of strict group because we all know how Facebook groups for crochet can get, right? We all know what they can be like with people acting snarky and being mean, and I'm just not having it. And I know I've seen plenty of comments in other crochet groups about me and the way I run my group and the way my patterns are written and lots, all this negative, and I don't care. My group is a safe space. And if you're out there complaining somewhere else on the internet about me or my group, then you probably don't belong in my group. You know what I'm saying? Because we keep it like, my moderators and I just keep it manicured down to like, we just want the group to be helpful. We want it to be calm and peaceful and where people can get help. And, sometimes we have to calm them down because they're frustrated or they're upset. And, if your crochet is ever upsetting you, then, you probably need some help. Probably need to set it down and get a drink of water and take a couple breaths and reach out and get some help. We were all beginners at one time. It's true. And the 6-day blanket can be a little tricky to get started, but once you get it going, um it's like, it's so easy and it's so addictive. So it's just the setup that there's a little bit of a learning curve for. Once you get it, you'll be like, you'll fall in love with it and you'll want to make a million of them. I've been a part of some and they can be, yeah, they really can. I don't know what's wrong with people sometimes, but trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. I get it, I get it because I'm out there and, you know, people don't like the way I do things sometimes, but it is what it is. I am what I am. But no, I'm not going to let anyone snark around in my group. I don't even let people post a negative emoji, like a crying emoji or a stressed out face emoji, or when they post. Like, that's in my rules. No negative emoji and no multiple exclamation or question marks. And the reason for it is because I feel a hit when I see that. I feel like a shock to my system when I see it. And people might think it's ridiculous, but if you have 25,000 people doing that multiple times a day, it just, for me, it just is too much. And then, I'm on all the other social media platforms too. So then I have to go over to YouTube when somebody's mad over there, and then I get a negative Etsy review. Like, it's mostly positive, but I just try and, hello, Facebook user. We just, so that's what I mean when I say I keep it manicured. It's just, I'm just like black and white about it because that way it's clear. You just come here and crochet and get help and not have to worry that we're going to be bullied or made fun of or, you know, etc. Front post half double crochet. It makes it take more than 6 days. We're going on 26 days at this point. Lordy. Lordy. It's addictive. And there's only uh 6 rows of stitches, but it's a repeat of 6 rows, but you can change colors on different rows and it looks completely different every time. Oh, thank you, Crochet Princess. I try. I've been crocheting for almost 50 years. I started when I was 7 and I'll be 57 this year. Well, I guess the wind really picked up today. How long have you been crocheting, Crochet Princess? My great-grandmother taught me at 8 and I'm 43. She had dementia, so I didn't pick up until a few months ago. Gotcha. I just double crochet everything and it's getting boring. Yeah, I'll bet. Well, you should try. Thank you, Linda. You should try the 6-day kid blanket or star blanket. You'll never get bored. It's addictive. I would be happy to have you. The best place to get help for me is on Facebook, the 6-day blanket group on Facebook, and I have a community. My 6-day blanket group is just about the 6-day projects, and I have a community that's about, where you can post asking questions about other things or just yakking about other things. And then I have a paid membership community called the Betty McKnitiverse. Thank you. How do you choose your colors? Well, my approach to choosing colors is unorthodox, because I let me just go all the way back to like the root of why I do this. I want to encourage people to be creative. And I want to encourage people to take chances and stop doing what they think is the right thing. And I have 25,000 people in my group, and they're often agonizing over colors. Oh, which color should I do? Which color shouldn't I do? And we seem to have this preoccupation with doing it the right way. And so when I chose these colors, I had 11 colors of this yarn. I knew I wanted to use this yarn, and I kind of swatched them up, and I ended up choosing the colors that I felt excited about. And I wasn't really going for like fall colors or all blues or all matchy. So I chose the colors that I felt excited about. There were some colors in the reject pile that are colors that I really like dark, green. I really like green, and I didn't end up with really any green in the blanket, but I love green. But I wasn't excited about the tone of green that this yarn came in. So I ended up choosing the colors that I felt excited about, and whether they matched or not. I have another project that I'm working on, the Chaos Blanket. You can see videos of it on my page. And those colors are all rejects from uh, another couple of projects. I had a bunch of stash yarn I was going to use up, and I just used all the colors. I had deconstructed some of those Karen Ogos and pulled out colors that I wanted to use for something else, and then I had this big box of colors that were left over, and so I just put them all in a blanket, and some of them downright clash with each other. And so I thought, I'm just going to put these together and watch everybody say, oh, these colors are amazing. And that's exactly what they say. And people say that I'm really good with color and that I have a really good eye for color. And I go by feeling. And I purposely, like that Chaos Blanket, I called it the Up Yours colorway because I purposely put a bunch of stuff together that I thought clashed. And it turned out to looks really good. And I did it to prove a point. That point being, you can put any colors together you want. What kind of yarn do you use? This is Lion Brand Respun, which is a recycled yarn. And I feel good about it being recycled. And I'm glad I tried it out. But I don't think I'll use this yarn. I don't think it'll become my favorite yarn. I'll just say that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a little bit splitty, but it's not, you know, it's fine. Um, Somebody on here said all recycled yarns are a little splitty, but I do really like the idea of it being recycled. I want to start using more hand-dyed yarns this year and more natural fibers. That was a goal of mine, not to always use the big box yarns and to branch out and try some different things this year. So last year, Knitting Fever reached out to me and they sent me a bunch of Noro to work design on, and that was like a dream come true. So I did like 3 patterns for them, and like to, I'd like to do more stuff with their yarn and do more patterns and projects for the yarn stores and the indie dyers, because I go to I've been to several festivals and conferences, and they're catering to knitters, but they're not catering to crocheters so much. And crochet is huge right now. So I kind of want to be doing more in that kind of vein. So I love my 6-day stuff, but someday, when I do everything I want to do with the 6-day stitches, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do the 7-day blanket. I've been saying that for a couple of years. Next year I'm gonna do the 7-day blanket, but I haven't gotten there yet. Thank you so much, Danielle. The colors aren't actually accurate on TikTok. They're a little more accurate on YouTube. So I'm live on YouTube right now, as well as TikTok. And I don't know that I don't know why my phone doesn't make the colors show up better than it does. Yeah, I do YouTube, and then the replays are saved over there. So who was it that wanted um the border? Yeah. And this, so this and this look like the same color over here, but it's not. This is more green than this. I think they look better over here. I mean, it's more accurate, definitely. Because this yellow shows up super bright over there. It's like caution yellow, but it's not that yellow. Oh, wow. It's been an hour, so let's see how far I got. In an hour. That's the side. And this is the bottom. Still on the bottom? What? I've been all the way down the side and all the way across the top and all the way. Am I on the last side? No, I'm about halfway. So that about 1 hour. Halfway. All right. So it's kind of hard for me to leave this here while I take my break. Like I always do. Let me just do that. I'll do this. I'm just gonna run to the restroom and I'll be right back. Squeaky, squeaky. Yeah, it's a little windier than I realized, I guess, today. Um, I was out there at the beach early this morning. Then I had my window open thinking, oh, it's going to be warm today, but it was too cold for that. All right, let me figure out where I'm at. Danielle, I'm super excited to finish my current 6-day star blanket. Oh, goodness, I'm on the wrong side. And start on the viral kid blanket, although I don't know why I'm a little nervous. Well, are you... Your name looks familiar. Are you in my group? Let me just go. Oh, I don't have my keyboard down here. Let me just keep crocheting. Join my group. And, read the full pattern before you start, because there's a lot of information. There are a lot of different 6-day kid blanket versions. Okay, so join my Facebook group. It's a 6daykrochetegroup.com. You're in. Okay, I thought your name looked familiar. And then read the frequently asked questions over there. Get yourself are you doing the baby blanket or the full-size blanket? Whichever one you're doing, make sure you read the entire pattern, the whole thing, before you start it. Because with the viral stripe, the color changes go along with the pattern repeat. Repeat 2 through 7, 2 through 7, 2 through 7, and then at the end, repeat 2 through 4. So the blanket has a half stripe at the end to make it match the beginning. So if you change colors, the original blanket changed colors. The husband has requested a queen. All right. Then he will have 2 queens, won't he? He'll have a queen, and then he'll have a queen bedspread. So you are gonna get the 6-day viral blanket, not the viral kid blanket, but the viral blanket. So it's sized for twin, and then you're gonna make a swatch, and you're gonna plan out your stripes. You're gonna do your whole swatch. You're gonna do your swatch with however many colors. For whatever reason, I like 4 colors on the viral blanket. I don't know why. It's just the way, I guess, because that's the way the viral photo was the teal, sage, duck egg, white, the 4 greens. And so for me now, it's always, for the viral blanket, it's always 4. For vivid chevrons, I always do 5 or an odd number. And for the snowflake effect, I do 3. I think I just was trying to make them all different. But that's how I do it. So, but you can use however many colors you like. But when you do your swatch, you're going to swatch with the straight start. I need to write a swatch pattern for each of the different blankets, each of the different stripes, and an article about each of the different stripes, explaining all this. But so you're going to, let's say you're gonna do what Betty says, and you're gonna do 4 colors. So You're doing it in similar colors as the photo. Okay, great. So you're going to do your swatch, and when you do your swatch, you're not just going to do row 2 through 7 like I do in those old videos. You're going to do all 4 colors. You're going to make a little mini blanket. Okay, so you're going to start with the setup rows, and you're going to do those, and you're just going to follow the pattern along like as if you're making the blanket, and you're going to go through your color A, color B, color C, color D, and then square off the top, and that's going to be your swatch. Okay, and then once you do that, then you will measure it, and you'll figure out how many chains you need to do, and there is guidance in the pattern. There's a chart, but you should measure your own swatch and be, be clear, be certain. um, and measure it out, figure out how many starting chains, and figure out how many repeats you're going to have to do, because you want it to end. You're going to go A, B, C, D, 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 A. You're going to end on A. You're going to start and end on A. And so whatever A is going to do your straight start and your square off. And then your first round of border is all going to be color A. And that's how you're going to make your blanket top and bottom match. You have to plan ahead with the viral blanket. You can't just wing it. So I just have that one set of swatch videos, but now with all these different blanket versions, some of them have a straight start and some of them don't, and they all have like different borders and stuff. I think I need to do new swatch videos, and I'm overhauling some of my old stuff, making it better, because when I first started doing this, I didn't know what I was doing. I did not know. I did not have a clue. Done my swatch yet, since I don't want to set my star blanket down until it's done. Yeah, I can see that. Those star blankets are addictive. I mean, you're really disciplined if you can do, one project at a time. I can't. I have so many things going, but I'm getting more organized. I um I pulled all of my stash out of the closet, and ooh, that was cathartic. And I went through I was originally doing this blanket with Stylecraft Special DK, and I decided I didn't like it. So I have a bunch of Stylecraft Special DK, and so I unraveled what I had started of this blanket, and I went through my Stylecraft, and I picked out like 9 colors of it for a different project that had, you know, I've had in the background for, oh, I don't know. I have had some projects in the background for like years, And then I get distracted by like somebody said, "You should make a 6-day star poncho." And I was like, "All right, I don't want to, but I will." But I have this pattern, and it's actually been in the design workshop of the McKnitiverse for like a year. And we worked on it. We had meetings and worked on it, and I have it all worked out. I just haven't worked up a sample of it because I haven't been able to, like, I didn't have the right yarn or colors, or I didn't know how I wanted to do it for a really long time. So I decided I was going to do it with Stylecraft Special DK, and I have a ton of colors. And I thought I'm just going to go through my Stylecraft and pick out some colors from there to do that with. And so I did that. I went all through my Stylecraft. I organized, you know, took out, uh, unraveled, completely frogged. Well, it just got really dark all of a sudden in here. Um, did it? Did that light? Did that light just go out? No, that light wasn't on. Yeah, so I frogged something, and I organized, just organized, went through a big box of um just stuff, just balls of Stylecraft that had been thrown in there, leftovers from other projects. You know how you do. Picked colors for that and put them in their own little project basket. I've been like organizing the project baskets. And then there's a little process that happens like when I finish a project where I take the leftover. I usually take the swatch if I made one, and any leftover yarn or labels for that project, and I put them together like in a bag, and then like a plastic bag, a Ziploc, and then I have a plastic, like a Rubbermaid, that all of those bags of leftovers from finished stuff go into this Rubbermaid together. So I had a bunch of those like bags and remnants of projects just stuck around different places. And so I cleaned all those up and put them where they belong. And I did some more organizing because, like I said, I want to use more like hand dyed yarn and like nice yarn. That I go to these yarn stores and I buy this beautiful yarn, and then I come home and I use, like big box store stuff. And I just decided I'm going to start using, the beautiful yarn on different things. And so that'll probably mean more 6-day garments and other things. I like when I find yarn I forgot I had. Love your idea on keeping the swatches for future. Yeah. Yeah, I keep the swatches and I keep the yarn. I keep the yarn together. If I have, like I finished the man blanket last year or the year before, and so I had like 5 partial skeins. So if I have full skeins of leftover, I don't put those in the bag. I put them like, if I did a project with Stylecraft Special DK and I have full skeins left over from that particular project, I will only keep the partials with the swatch in the little bag and then labels. I won't keep full skeins. I'll either give the full skeins away to somebody else. I've returned them to the store in the past, but honestly, I've always regretted doing that whenever I've done that. I always just like turned right around and wanted it or needed it for something else. Um, so yeah, I've never I don't return stuff to the store anymore. If I know I'm done with it, I give it away. And then I've got a big scrap bin now, and I think I'm just going to put all the scraps the scrap bin that I have is mostly discontinued yarn, but it's perfectly good stuff. But I think I'm just going to save it for, when September rolls around. Last year I did Star Blanket September um, with scraps, and that was really fun. So I might do that again, but I have a separate bin that's just for the balled up scraps of leftovers that I don't need anymore, and but are still good for a project. And I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do. I might give them away or sell them, or put them up on my channel and be like, anybody want these? There's the scraps from the chaos 6-day chaos blanket. And that, like, I probably will have to make another chaos blanket because I use scraps on it. It's a new design, so there's always things like that you have to be when you design. You can't design on discontinued yarn. You have to use, yeah, you have to use yarn that people can get. Otherwise, what's the point? Like I have a blanket that I published a couple of years ago, the 6-day boom blanket. And the yarn is discontinued. You can't get it anymore, and there's nothing else out there quite like it that I'm aware of. So my pattern's no good. When I was going through that stuff, I found two 6-day hexagon cardigans that I had started and worked on live videos, and they were completely done with the exception of like um one of them had like all it needed was buttons and the ends woven in, and the other one was like it had one flared sleeve and one tapered sleeve. So I finished those up, and I'm going to give them to my sister to give to her granddaughters. I have to make a third one though because there's 3 of them. So I found some yarn in the stash I was going to use to do that. And I spent a couple nights just rolling that yarn up into balls. It was another discontinued self-striping yarn version. that's not available anymore. So I thought, well, I'll just work, since I'm just working up something that's, a gift for somebody, I'll use it for that. So I guess I could use all those scraps and odd ends to make blankets to give to people, because I can't give away the blankets, that I do for designs. Yeah, I don't do it that much anymore, because most of my crochet that I do is for, my business, and working up samples to photograph for patterns. And I made the mistake of giving away all my samples for the first couple years of my business. And then I had a catalog reach out to me and they wanted to photograph them themselves. So I had to remake a bunch of stuff. And that, let me tell you, that sucked. That stalled me for a really long time. So now I don't give my samples away. I keep them here. I put them on the beds in my house, and I live at the beach, so I have a lot of visitors that come and stay with me. And then when they come, they have my sample blankets on their beds. And what I well the main guest bedroom has a big king size bed, and so I have my star blanket on that bed, my 6-day star. And um and then the other beds, I make them up just depending on who's coming. I'll change the blankets out, and I'll put different blankets on the beds for, the people that are coming. The colors I think they'll like, or the blankets I think, that I think they'll like. I'm going to have to make a run to the grocery store after this because I'm pretty sure I'm out of coffee. Yes, I'm not going to be happy tomorrow if I don't have any coffee. I'm out of coffee and I'm out of rice. Jeez. Yeah, so I think I need to run down there and grab myself a couple staples. Grab a couple packs of chicken to throw in the oven. Chicken! I always have the split breasts for pretty cheap. And I can just throw those in the oven and have those all week. There's no way I'm not going to have coffee. I like to have I like to squeeze a grapefruit in the morning too, and I don't have any grapefruits left. So I got to go get me some nice pink grapefruits for my juice. Hey, Nifty. They said, just got back from shopping, picked up a couple small skeins of cotton, take a break from my blanket. What are you going to make with that cotton? Couple face cloths. Nice. That'll be a nice break from blankets. Nice instant gratification. Need little breaks like that from big jobs. Tell me about it. I'm still here slaving away on this big old blanket. So just be forewarned, friends, that this border takes a ding-dong long time. How long have I been on here? I've been on almost 3 hours. I did 2 rounds. So this round, this front post, half double crochet round took me 2 hours to do, and the other round took me 1 hour. Alyssa says, taking an unwanted break from my current blanket, but I crocheted too much at once and my tendonitis flared up again. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. That's why you need one of these. And some of the other things I promote on this channel and teach in my group. How to take breaks and stretch your hands and how to take care of yourself. Because I don't believe any of us wants to hurt ourselves crocheting, but the fact is we just enjoy it and we get lost in it, and we don't want to stop. But you have to be, we have to be more mindful. Yeah. And that's why I started like the somatic crochet thread or trend. Sometimes AI will say it's a trend, but it's the whole idea of, you know, practices to be more mindful. And I like the term bodyful, actually, because we forget to pay attention to our bodies. You dream about crocheting, oh my goodness. Well, somebody in my membership group had a wonderful suggestion the other day where they said when they can't crochet, they like to play with yarn. So, and I was thinking about this the other day when I was winding up those balls of yarn from that. I was going through my stash and I was winding up balls, and I was like, this is fun. I'm playing with, like I'm playing with yarn right now. And I'm really enjoying doing this. And so that was good advice. Like if you could go through your stash and see if you have like anything in hanks that you could ball up, with your ball winder and Swift while you're not able to crochet. Or just organize your stash, take any scraps you have and organize them. Go through and see if there are any old projects in there you forgot about. You get the idea. So I'm going to keep going until my camera dies. My overhead camera dies. So it's probably going to be in the middle of the round. When that happens. Now I made myself hungry talking about chicken and rice. I think I'll get myself some broccoli too. I think I have some Brussels sprouts in there from my last grocery run. So to close this round, and I did it correctly this time, we just have one single crochet. So we did two, and then we have one. And that way when we slip stitch to join in the first stitch, we'll be in the center of the 3 single crochet. And then I think it's what am I doing next? Oh, it'll just be chain 1 and single crochet. All right, and then we turn. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And it's not even spring, but we had to spring ahead, which I don't think is fair. Feels like a cruel joke. Okay, so I did a chain 1 and single crochet in the same space. And then I'm going to 3 3 3 in here. This is just like the row I was doing at the beginning of the round, that I was doing at the beginning of the video. So I'm just going to do this until my camera dies. We'll see how far I get. And then single crochet in the center of the three in the peak. 3 3 3, which is 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, and then single crochet in the peak. Somebody said, oh, Nifty said, hey, Betty, do you like weaving in ends? I don't enjoy it, but I think that it's the only way to really secure ends. I don't tie knots, and working over them does not secure them. So I don't enjoy weaving them in, but to me it's the best way to do it. I wouldn't do it any other way. I used to be really like judgmental about people tying knots. And then I did that star blanket September where I used up all my scraps. I made like 3 or 4 scrappy stars. And by the end of that, I was like, I understand why you all tie knots now. I get it. But I still don't tie them. But I understand. Now I'm a little softer about it, you know. I'm not like anyone who ties knots is wrong. I have a little more grace in my heart for knot tires. So there will only be one more round after this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it the same with the half double crochet because it kind of curls at the end, so I might do single crochet. I might do a little something different, so I might have to experiment off camera a little bit for the final round. This blanket, so much time and work went into it. It really deserves a perfect edge, doesn't it? A perfect border. I mean, look at that. That's pretty cool, right? I hope y'all like it. I'm excited about it. I'm like, I hope y'all like it, and I'm getting crickets. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Nifty. Now I feel like I'm just fishing for compliments. I know, right? I'm so proud of it. I think it looks really cool. It's different. I think the border really works with the blanket. Well, that's what I was going for. I really wanted a ridgy border. Oh, there's no such thing as talent. Talent is learned. Hey, what's up, Alea? The Ridgy Didge baby blanket has a different border that's similar to this, but this will be in the Ridgy Didge blanket pattern when I release it, when I finish it and publish it. So you can go back and watch the videos and do it until then. I've been doing it on like the last 3 lives. I've done this whole entire blanket from start to finish. So if all you have is the baby blanket pattern, you can use the video for the rest until I publish it, which I'm going to do very soon. Talent means natural aptitude or skill. I mean, I know that's what it means, but I believe that anybody can be talented if they choose to be with practice. Debbie, weren't you just saying you were just finishing up your Ridgy Didge? So what were you working off of? Were you working off of the baby blanket pattern or the videos or... I don't understand why you said, I take it this isn't included in the Ridgy pattern. I mean, I don't really understand. The baby one has a different border, which is similar to this. This one, I did it a little differently because somebody in my group, and I don't remember who it was, said, I want a wider border. So I thought, oh, that's a good idea. I'll make a wider border for this one. So I made a wider border. Asking you shall receive. Unless you ask me to square off the star, I swear, if one more person asks for that, I don't think that is going to look nice. I just don't. How is the baby? You still look like you've been publishing a lot of videos and content. I was up at the yarn club um, the other day, and the owner said she has more crocheters coming into the store than knitters. And so I was wondering if you had any of your Tunisian crochet patterns, if you had offered to, offered any of your patterns to her. I'm sorry, but I don't remember how many patterns you have. But I remember you doing like a Tunisian scarf last year. And I don't know if you teach Tunisian crochet at all. Um, but she definitely seemed really interested in crochet patterns. Designing is rough, man. I think I crochet too tightly for Tunisian. Yeah, that's a thing. Oh, that's so nice. When's your son getting married? Um, Cozy Crochet Co. over on YouTube is saying you just need a bigger hook, Debbie. You're late. He got married in January. Okay, well, I'm sure that was a very busy time and you were probably way too busy to crochet. This round is so much faster than the other round. There's only one more round after this, but it's a slow one. If crochet was a musical, I could be the star. I've tried bigger hooks. Maybe I need an even bigger one. I was learning Tunisian crochet when my pattern went viral, and then I just kind of set aside all the different stuff I was doing, all the other stuff, and I just started, you know, 6 day everything. I think it's kind of you know, it's kind of a normal thing when you're just starting out with design to kind of piggyback off of other stuff or, accidentally design something that's already out there. You don't have to design though. I mean, you have your channel, um, your videos, you talk a lot about different yarns and products and reviewing. You can review, review patterns. I think those videos actually do better than like tutorial videos, to be honest. I saw somebody had like 500 subscribers and she posted a video about crocheting the 6 day blanket, and it wasn't a tutorial or anything like that, but it was just her talking about her experience with it and showing it every couple days. And she had more views on that video in 2 weeks than I think I have on the tutorial videos. Oh, thank you. I don't know what this super sticker is, but thank you. Somebody did this to me the other day, and I was like, what? What is this? I'm a terrible YouTuber. I really need a channel manager. Debbie says, I set aside crochet for a while, taught myself to knit, made many winter hats, so many different stitches. I love knitting. Oh, that would be great. I would love it if you talked about the man blanket. Okay, here's where I have this corner, so I have to do something. What if I did? Oh, I hate treble crochet. But what if I did trebles? Let's just do one treble. I friggin' hate this stitch so much. Let's do double, extended, double, and then treble. How about if I do a picot in the top here instead of a... Not sure how I feel about that. It's going to make the corner look really different. Okay, let me just flip this. So I'm designing right now, just for anyone who might be following this. So I'm thinking about just doing single crochet. I don't know if I can do that though. I think I tried doing single crochet on another one of these patterns and it just didn't show up. Bye, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Hit me up offline, okay? We'll talk. I think I need that 333 in the peak there. So I'm gonna go with this. I'm just gonna take that picot out. Three seems like too many. Let's just do one. Hey Andrew, how you doing? Whoops. Yep, no, that's right. That seems a little better and not so honking. The other one seemed kind of honking. Big honking thing sticking off the corner. Wait, am I doing the right thing? No, I'm supposed to single crochet next. So I ended up doing 3 half double crochet, 2 extended double crochet, chain 1, 2 extended double crochet, double crochet. Oh no, I missed something. Two extended double crochet, double crochet, and then 3 half double crochet in the space between the single crochet and the 3 half double crochet, and then single crochet in the peak over here. Did I chain 1? Yes, I did. Chain 1. And then single crochet in the peak, and then 3 3 3. Sorry, I'm zoomed in too close over here. Okay, so I'll just say again what I did in the corner. I did chain 1, 3 half double crochet in the space between the 3 half double and the 3 single crochet. Then in the center single crochet, I did half double crochet, 2 extended double crochet, chain 1, 2 extended double crochet, double crochet, 2 extended double, chain 1, 2 extended double, double, 3 half double, chain 1, single crochet in the peak, and then I'm back to 3 3 3 in the space between the half doubles, and then single crochet in the peak. 3 3 3 in the space, single crochet in the peak. I've been single crocheting into the wrong stitch in some of these. Yep, I got the wrong one back here. Thanks for following. Thank you. All right, my timer went off. My battery is not even blinking. I think I need food. I think I'm done for today. I don't want to go too far away from that corner because I'm not sure that corner is right. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's good. It's fine. I'm still gonna stop though. You're welcome. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. I don't know why I'm even doing this because TikTok has not been letting me save my my replays. So what a bummer. All right, bye everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy what's left of your weekend.